internet land. On this Saturday, hope everybody's had a great weekend so far. Uh, Me myself, I worked yesterday and gonna be working today as well as tomorrow, so my weekend doesn't start until Monday. But it was pretty dead yesterday. I think it was dead because I think everybody's broke, honestly, from New Year's Eve, Christmas, and everything. So not that many people went out and getting rides, and it was a fair amount of food deliveries, but not too many rides. Uh, so I worked. Just didn't do as great as I usually do on a Friday. Hoping today's going to be a little bit better. We'll see, though. I don't know. Kind of doubting it after I talked to some people downtown at some places that I go to pick up food deliveries and do rides from. So probably not going to really crank again the next weekend. So we'll see how it goes. But kind of where it's at right now. But I am going to be working today, so we'll just may have to work a little bit longer to make the same amount of money I normally make. Last night I worked a fair amount of time and still didn't make the same money I normally make on a Friday, so put in extra hours too. Probably a little more than I normally do, but it is what it is, right? Just have to adjust, adapt. I guess you say adapt and overcome. Be patient, because I had a really good New Year's, so it kind of balances out. I think with the money I didn't make last night, made it on New Year's, so New Year's Eve. So, all right, y'all. Everything looks good on here. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So you can go ahead this morning. Go ahead and come to a stopping point, whatever you have going on, and get somewhere safe where you can be comfortable for the next few minutes to do our relaxation portion of the podcast. So while you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and light the candle. Light a candle. This is a sense of white candle signifies cleansing and purity. There we go. A little cloudy out, so my lights are looking awesome this morning. I love it. So we're probably gonna do an open eye process today, y'all. I think just with the way the lights are really doing here. So I'm actually gonna cut this. There we go. Cut my main light off there. I might, let's see about this side light here. I want to put that on. Let's just leave it off, y'all. Leave it off. Go, we'll go kind of this way. Let's see. I think I'm going to do that. That helps a little bit. It's not really that important that you see me anyway during this process that well. The reading part, I think, is more important for you than this. So, I want to officially welcome everybody to the Daily Reader podcast on the Tony's Journey YouTube channel, where we read from a daily reader, a book, or a devotional, and we learn tools and principles, including but not limited to prayer, breath work, and meditation that help us to stay more present and to live better lives. We meet on here daily, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe to this channel for future updates and podcast episodes. So I think today we're going to go ahead and start out what we usually do, y'all. Typically I start out with, if you are new here, you're not really sure how things go. Typically I start out with gratitude. So this morning I'm going to just think of just so many things, y'all, to be grateful for. So I'm just thinking, I had something in mind yesterday I wanted to actually would actually say that I was grateful for. Uh, okay, let's do. I'm gonna grab something, y'all. Actually, I'm gonna start grabbing some stuff. I think that's pretty cool, y'all. Just to grab something. So this morning, I'm gonna say I'm grateful for my gun holster here. Y'all, I've had this thing for damn near 10 years, and it's still working. Like, it's got a few frayed parts in it, kind of where it's frayed a little bit, but this thing is staying together, y'all. It's still staying together, still lasting. So it's inside the waistband gun holster, and I love this thing, y'all. Took somebody's advice a long time ago and got it. It's made by Stealth Gear USA. I don't even know if they're still in business, to be honest, but uh, it's probably the best gun holster I've ever owned. So, uh, curious what you're grateful for uh, this morning. So just take a moment to think about it, and when you get something together, drop it down below in the comment section. I'll give you a minute or so to do that before we get into our relaxation portion this morning. And if you're drinking something this morning, as always, y'all, cheers. Get some good morning hydration started off. Matter of fact, I'm going to do something else here. So here's my water, and here's some organic lemon juice. Okay. It's always good to drink this stuff with a straw, just with the teeth, right? It can be harsh on the teeth if you're not careful. Anything acidic like that on the mouth is always a better idea to drink it with a straw. There's a glass straw, y'all. Use a glass straw. I try not to use too much plastic because plastic's not really good. So, oh yeah, good stuff. Some good lemon water this morning. So, all right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and start our relaxation portion this morning. So, if it's comfortable with you, actually, we're not even gonna close. Not even gonna close our eyes today. Like I mentioned, we're gonna do the open eye process, and we're gonna focus on the lights. Right? Focus on my lighting over here. You can see it on the blinds. You can see it on the picture frames up here. I had my certificates in picture, military picture, and also a certificate. I graduated from a community college, uh, 2024, a couple years ago. I was a health and wellness coach, uh, and so yeah, go ahead and just put your attention on the lights. You can do it anywhere you want. Don't really matter over here. Blinds back here, here. You know, like I said, the lights are all over the place here, flowing all over. So let's go ahead and shut it down here on these other lights too. Make it stand out a little bit better. There you go. All right, so you take your pick. And yeah, just take some slow, deep breaths. Breathing in your nose, out your mouth. I'm just going to pick a certain area, focus on that. You can do the same thing. Just allow yourself to get present with the current reality, the way things are right now in your life, and just unconditionally accept it, right? It's always challenging to do that. Not always, but sometimes it's really challenging to do that. A lot of times we fight our current reality, we fight our current situation, and really that don't do any good. What I resist persists. Uh, so it's best just to accept what is currently the situation. Don't mean I can't take action, don't mean I can't change it if I choose to. But for the moment, just accept it, trust that everything is as it should be. Continue breathing in the nose, out the mouth. Excuse me, I'm going to give me a little bit more lemon, y'all. It wasn't enough, I don't think. Yeah, much better. Let go of yesterday's regrets, tomorrow's worries, and just be here now, in this present moment. We're going to take a couple more breaths. Now, excuse me for a minute, I'll be right back. But what we're going to do, just go ahead and finalize these breaths. So, let's see here. 1 second. Okay, so do a final breath. Breathing in your nose, out your mouth. Take it in deep as you can. On the inhale, on the exhale, blow it out audibly. Releasing any other tension you might be holding on to inside the body. And inhale. And exhale. Let it all go, y'all. Let it all go. I need to be holding on to those burdens and things you don't need to be carrying anymore. And I'll be back, y'all. We're going to do Next, we're going to do our prayer. Today's going to be the looks like the healer's prayer today. So back here just a minute, y'all. Bear with me. My allergies have bothered me a little bit this morning. I got to take care of that. Right, so, and I'm gonna get the lights on before we do the prayer here. And prayer. Wish there was a way to, I can probably relocate this. Let me try something real quick. Let's see if it'll work right there. If it'll work right there. It might sit right there. Let me see if that helps with the lighting. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. Kind of like maybe light my face up a little bit more here. Yeah, like that, a little better than where it was at back here. So, but I don't know. Let me look. Hang on. Don't want to break this thing though while I'm trying to maneuver it around. I think it'll sit right there. All right, y'all. Yeah, like that a little better. It's still got a shadow behind me. I don't like the shadow too much, but it's better than being completely dark over here on this side, so my face. So, all right, y'all. In prayer, I am here only to be truly helpful. I am here to represent him or her who sent me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he or she who sent me will direct me. I am content to be wherever he or she wishes, knowing he or she goes there with me. I will be healed as I let him or her teach me to heal. And that's from chapter 2, Course in Miracles. All right. Back. And see if I can. Yeah, I think we'll start right here. Okay, y'all. So we're going to start out with it's actually going to be the preface today. Getting through that, and then it looks like the introduction is going to be next. So, and then we'll finally get to chapter. Introduction actually. The introduction is chapter 1, so preface first. So we'll see how far we can go, y'all. We're about 10 minutes or so to read here. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. It says, during many years of clinical psychiatric practice, the primary aim was to seek the most effective way to relieve human suffering in all of its many forms. To this end, numerous disciplines of medicine, psychology, psychiatric, psychoanalysis, behavioral techniques, biofeedback, acupuncture, nutrition, and brain chemistry were explored. Beyond these clinical modalities were physiological systems, metaphysics, a multitude of holistic health techniques, self-improvement courses, spiritual pathways, meditative techniques, and other ways to expand one's awareness. In all these explorations, the mechanism of surrender was found to be of great practical benefit. Its importance necessitated the writing of this book to share with others what was clinically observed and personally experienced. The previous 10 books focused on advanced states of awareness and enlightenment. Over the years, thousands of students at our lectures and satsangs have asked questions that reveal the everyday obstacle to enlightenment. It is pragmatic and helpful to share a technique that will facilitate their success in overcoming such obstacles. How to handle the how to pronounce that at all, y'all? This is a crazy word here. Vicissitudes of ordinary life with its losses, disappointments, stresses, and crises. How to be free of negative emotions and their impact on health, relationships, and work. The present work describes a simple and effective means by which to let go of negative feelings and become free. The letting go technique is a pragmatic system of eliminating obstacles and attachments. My highlighter out here. It can also be called a mechanism of surrender. There is scientific proof of its efficiency, an explanation of which is included in one of the chapters. Research has shown the technique to be more effective in physiologic response to stress. After researching most of the various stress reduction and consciousness methods, this approach stands out for its sheer simplicity, efficiency, clinical efficiency, absence of questionable concepts, and rapidity of observable results. Its simplicity is deceptive and almost disguises the real benefit of the technique. Simply stated, it sets us free from emotional attachments. It verifies the observation made by every sage that attachments are the primary cause of suffering. Okay. Yes. Attachment is the root of suffering. I've known that for a while, y'all. Buddhism teaches it more than anything I've known, any other religion. Oh, Christianity does too. Some verses in the Bible about it. One of them comes to mind is set your treasures up on heaven, not in earth. Okay, the mind with its thoughts is driven by feelings. Each feeling is the cumulative derivative of many thousands of thoughts. Because most people throughout their lives suppress, repress, and try to escape from their feelings, the suppressed energy accumulates and seeks expression through psychosomatic distress, bodily disorders, emotional illnesses, and disordered behavior in interpersonal relationships. The accumulated feelings block spiritual growth and awareness, as well as success in many areas of life. Wow, that's good stuff. I'm going to star that whole section right there. Physical. The elimination of suppressed emotions has a positive health benefit. It decreases the overflow of energy into the body's autonomic nervous system, and it unblocks the acupuncture energy system, demonstrable by a simple muscle test. Therefore, as a person constantly surrenders, physical and psychosomatic disorders improve and frequently disappear altogether. There is a general reversal of pathologic processes in the body and a return to optimal functioning. Behavioral, because there is a progressive decrease of anxiety and negative emotions. There is less and less need for escapism via drugs, alcohol, entertainment, and excessive sleep. Consequently, there is an increase in vitality, energy, presence, and well-being, with more efficient and effortless functioning in all areas. Mm. Behavioral, because let's see, we read behavior. Interpersonal relationships. Time is it? All right, good deal. We got time to finish this, the preface, and we'll start on chapter 1, introduction, tomorrow. As negative feelings are surrendered, there is a progressive increase of positive feelings that result in quickly observable improvement in all relationships. There is an increase in the capacity to love. Conflicts with others decrease progressively so that job performance improves. The elimination of negative blocks allows vocational goals to be more easily accomplished, and self-sabotaging behavior based on guilt progressively diminishes. There is less and less dependence on intellectualism and a greater use of intuitive knowingness. I love that, y'all. I love that. With the resumption of personality, with the resumption of personality growth and development, there is often the uncovering of previously unsuspected creative and psychic abilities, which are thwarted in all people by suppressed negative emotions. Of great importance is the progressive diminution of dependency, the bane of all human relationships. Dependency underlies so much pain and suffering. It includes even violence and suicide as its ultimate expression. As dependency diminishes, there's also a diminution of aggressive and hostile behavior. These negative feelings are replaced by feelings of acceptance and lovingness towards others. It's a little bit so powerful, y'all. I'm highlighting all kinds of stuff. Consciousness, awareness, and spirituality. This is an area that opens up by continuous use of the mechanism of surrender. The letting go of negative emotions means that the person experiences ever-increasing happiness, contentment, peace, and joy. There is an expansion of awareness, progressive realization, and experiencing of the real inner self. The teachings of the great masters unfold from within as one's own personal experience. The progressive letting go of limitations allows the realization at last of one's true identity. Letting go is one of the most efficient, I'm going to say efficient, it says that F-A, efficacious, I guess, y'all, tools, which means effective tools, I believe, by which to reach spiritual goals. Anyone can accomplish all these ends with gentleness and subtlety as one silently surrenders throughout daily life. The progressive disappearance of negativity and its replacement by positive feelings and experiences is pleasurable both to watch and to experience. It is the purpose of this information to assist the reader in having those rewarding experiences. That's from David Hawkins, MD, PhD, founding president, Institute for Spiritual Research, Sedona, Arizona, June 2012. It's good stuff, y'all. Like I told you, you'll have to buckle your seat for this one. This is really, really a good one here. Like I said, I've read half the book already, so I didn't read any of this, though. I just started at the chapter 1. But I think it's important. We're going to read every book we read everything, y'all, right? Go through all of it. So, there's some stuff that I missed by skipping over this, so it's good stuff. All right, y'all. Appreciate everybody being here. A little over 30 minutes. Like I said, these are going to increase. I was at 20 minutes a day on my others, but now this is because we're not reading one page. I don't want to read one page a day. If we read one page a day, it's going to take us over a year. Actually, wait. 360, almost a year to read this entire book, y'all, reading one page a day. I think it's better to read a couple pages a day, a few pages a day. Maybe we can get through it a little bit quicker. And maybe better get through 2 books this year. But more than likely, we're going to be in this book the majority of the year, y'all, just so you know. Majority of the year. So, all right, y'all. Let's finish it up here. Starting out tomorrow with the introduction. It's looking good, y'all. So, let's see here. All right, so. Y'all go out and make it a great Saturday. Look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow, same time. And as always, y'all, peace and love.